Lies are something we encounter on a daily basis. From colleagues at work to an untrustworthy vendor to a waiter or waitress who insists there's no change, dishonesty is all around us. Unfortunately, even the people we love sometimes lie to us, and when those closest to us are dishonest, it can be the most painful kind of deception. This video will explore the telltale signs that indicate when someone is lying and what steps you can take in response. Keep watching. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If at any time you'd like to connect with me beyond the videos you see on this channel, there are several ways to do so. Now, let's get into the most common signs that your partner might be lying. 1. They answer questions with more questions. This is something I find quite interesting because in Ghana, it's even a running joke that people often answer questions with more questions. But beyond cultural humour, this behaviour can be a major red flag. When someone is lying, they tend to deflect the truth, avoid your direct gaze, and try to water down the conversation. One of the easiest ways to spot this is if they respond to a straightforward question with another question. For instance, if you ask, "Where were you last night?" and they reply, "Why do you think I was anywhere else?" instead of giving a direct answer, that's a major warning sign. This technique helps them buy time to think of a more believable response. Even a few seconds of delay can be enough for someone to construct a lie, especially if they were caught off guard. Number 2, they provide vague answers. Another common sign of deception is when someone avoids giving specific details. If you ask, "Who were you with last night?" and they simply reply, "A friend," without elaborating, it could mean they're hiding something. If this was a friend you know, why wouldn't they just say their name? And even if it was someone you haven't met before, a truthful person would likely clarify by saying, "A friend you haven't met before, his name is David." When people intentionally keep their responses vague, it's usually because they don't want to share the full story. And the more vague their answer, the more likely they're concealing something. 3, they take a long time to respond. This sign is particularly noticeable in text communication. If you send a message asking where they are or what they're doing, and it takes them an unusually long time to reply, that could be a red flag. Some people go a step further by completely ignoring the message until they return home. Then, instead of answering your question, they turn the conversation around by asking, "Why don't you trust me?" Or, "Why are you always questioning me?" In reality, they've likely used that delay to carefully craft a believable response. If your partner takes over an hour to answer a simple question, especially when you can tell they've seen the message, it could mean they're thinking of a way to cover something up. 4, their body language betrays them. Body language can reveal a lot about a person's honesty. When someone is lying, they often struggle to maintain eye contact. Their body may show signs of stress, such as fidgeting, blinking excessively, or crossing their arms. A classic defensive stance. Non-verbal cues can be some of the loudest indicators of deception. Pay close attention to anything that seems out of the ordinary. If their behavior suddenly changes when answering a particular question, it could be a sign that they aren't telling the full truth. 5, their story keeps changing. A single lie often leads to more lies in an attempt to keep the first one intact. This can result in inconsistencies over time. For instance, they might first say that they were at a cafe with friends, but later you discover they were somewhere else entirely. If their story keeps shifting, it's a strong indication that they are not being truthful. 6, they are overly protective of their phone. Phones have become an extension of ourselves, holding personal messages, thoughts, and interactions. When someone is secretive about their phone, refusing to let you use it even for something simple like making a call, it's often a sign that they're hiding something. Refusing to share a password or panicking when their phone is near you can indicate that there's something they don't want you to see. While privacy is important in a relationship, excessive secrecy can be a red flag. What to do if you discover someone is lying? If you suspect dishonesty in your relationship, here's how you can handle it. Figure out why they lied. Try to understand the reason behind their deception. Are they unhappy in the relationship? Are they afraid of hurting you? Sometimes people lie because they believe the truth will be more painful. Trust your gut instinct. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. While you shouldn't jump to conclusions, ignoring red flags can lead to bigger issues down the line. Confront them with logic. When you suspect a lie, bring facts into the conversation. Point out inconsistencies and ask direct yes or no questions. Some people rely on lengthy explanations to cover their tracks, so keeping questions simple can make it harder for them to lie. Have an honest discussion. Instead of reacting with anger, try to have an open conversation. Explain how dishonesty affects you and why trust is essential in a relationship. Consider professional help. If lying is a recurring issue, seeking professional counselling might help address underlying problems. Being lied to is never easy, but recognizing the signs and knowing how to respond can help you make the best decisions for yourself. Thanks for watching. I'm Jessie, and I'll see you in the next video.